My brain is still waking up, so excuse me if I say something stupid, which will probably happen. I am a bit of a pantster, so I didn't have an outline or anything for draft one, so you can imagine what a disaster that was. Guess who's an idiot? And I colored this in and I didn't click play. And why something happens exactly 9 days after something else happens. The number 9 has certain connotations, but anyway. Hello! Welcome back. I am meeting you today from my living room because it is the most loveliest and coziest of rainy days. It is currently Saturday the 16th of May and I was catching up on a little bit of AuthorTube and watching some videos, and it made me want to be very productive. So I thought I would start a blog and that will keep me accountable. If it's the first time that you're seeing me, hi, nice to meet you. I'm KJ. I'm an aspiring fantasy author working on a YA cozy fantasy, and we're currently working through draft 2, kind of 2.5 because I'm doing some editing, but my main focus at the moment is making sure that I have fixed all the timeline and plot issues that I had in draft 1. I am a bit of a pantster, so I didn't have an outline or anything for draft 1, so you can imagine what a disaster that was. I do reverse outlines. I'm currently doing one for draft 2 by hand as I go through the draft, so we're working on that simultaneously. I am about to start going through chapter 20. The book only has 33 chapters, so yeah, I am very close. Where are we in the story? We are approaching the all is lost. Uh, well, we're entering the what's the word? What's the name for it? Is it bad guys close in? Yeah, we're entering the bad guys close in portion. Pretty sure. Come along with me for the next couple of days as I work through this draft, and we try to make this somewhat readable. Good morning. It is Monday, the 18th of May for me. Gosh, I was gonna say June yet. My brain is still waking up, so excuse me if I say something stupid, which will probably happen. But it's the start of a new week. I've actually had almost a perfect weekend. I would have liked to do a bit more writing, but I was productive. I did all of my weekly reset. I saw family. I went on a walk yesterday with my partner, and honestly, it doesn't get much better than that, to me anyway. I did end up finishing going through chapter 20, and I started on chapter 21. We are, yeah, we're definitely in the bad guys close in now, right in, and we are approaching the all is lost, and I am very excited. The plan for this week is to minimum go through chapter 21, 22, and 23, and that would mean that I'm a bit ahead still of my deadline. And yeah, we do have we have a bank holiday next Monday, so we have a 3-day weekend, but I've actually taken an extra day, so I'm gonna have 4 days to myself. It is nearly 6:30, so I am semi ready for work. You might be able to hear the rain. It is a lovely rainy day, and I am probably gonna be a wet cat the moment I step out of the door. But we're gonna have a great day, productive, and enjoy the rain, because it's the only reason why this country is as green as it is, and that is my favorite thing about the UK, if I'm being honest. I do really love how you get actual seasons here, and most people say like, oh, we don't really do, and I'm like, yeah, we do. Just look at the plants, look at the flowers, look at the trees, look at the geese and the ducks just coming and going, and we keep seeing all the little goslings and the little ducklings at the lake, because it's that season, and you just have to look at the smaller things. Even if we don't get sunny weather like 80% of the year, but honestly, that's one of the reasons I moved from Spain. I cannot handle the heat, so I don't know. I think we just need to appreciate the little things. Yeah. Anyway, that's a ramble for another day. Let's get going. Let's start, shall we? I have just finished going through chapter 21, which is great because it's only 7, and I've actually merged it with the next one that it's in draft 2, which was a bit short, and I thought I could just merge it, and I think it works. So chapter 21 is done, and I think I'm just gonna start chapter 22 because why not? I've got time. Okay, that is it for me for now. It is 7:30, and I just need to finish getting ready for work and get out of the house. So I'll see you in a bit, maybe this evening or Wednesday. I'm having to plan my days so that I can write and focus on my health and fitness goals because I don't have a lot of personal time during the week, but it's working well so far. I think we'll see how it goes. And yeah, really happy with my progress this morning since it's only Monday. And I've started editing chapter 23. I am having to fix some things because I have changed the timeline. Well, I changed the timeline during chapter 2, and in these last two chapters, I found some issues with the days that I thought things were happening in. For like, I thought things were happening on a Tuesday, but it was actually a Thursday. So I needed to fix what classes she was going in and who she was seeing and all of that. Anyway, so I'm fixing that. I knew I would have to do a lot of fixing of that type of stuff once it got to this point. So very happy that I'm finding those, and that should make the read through a bit easier once I'm done with this pass. Yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Wait, it is 7:24 a.m. and it is Wednesday, the 20th of May. I didn't work on Project Clouds yesterday at all, but this morning I've actually edited 2 chapters, well, 1.5. I finished editing chapter 23, which is great because that's the last chapter that I was supposed to do this week, and I started on chapter 24. Now I have a slight issue, and I have split a chapter just because I thought it would work better that way. So I think I might end up with one more chapter that I'm supposed to. It's supposed to be 33 chapters in total. It might end up being 34. I really want to try and keep it as 33 because I just like that number. If you search 33 or the number 3 in numerology, you will see it's a very abundant and magical number. And that is something that it's a bit of a theme in the book. And being the last, being the last chapter 33, when it ends on a happy ending, feels very appropriate and witchy for me. So I really want to try and keep it that way. It's the same reason why something happens exactly 9 days after something else happens. The number 9 has certain connotations, but I'm being very intentional with the numbers, and I just think that's fun and like a little Easter egg. But yeah, I've done chapter 23 and 24 this morning, and I'm gonna see if I can do some more editing this evening. I've actually just edited one of my favorite sections of the book. Well, I'm starting to as well, but the way chapter 24 now, because it didn't used to be chapter 24, I think it was chapter 23 still. The way this chapter ends is one of my favorite chapter endings that I have written so far, and I'm just very proud of it. And this section, well, the next 2-3 chapters I think are really fun, and I'm quite proud of them, and I cannot wait to make it even better. I'm really looking forward to my read through actually. I really want to try and see if I can finish this pass this week and well, between this week and next week, really, if I'm trying to be realistic. But I cannot wait to read through it and make my notes and annotate, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. Ooh, should we update the tracker? I've changed it because I named the tracker draft 3 editing when in reality it's like draft 2 editing. So I've compromised and I've changed it to draft 2.5. Compromise with myself because it didn't make sense to call this draft 3 when I'm just doing an editing pass of draft 2 and I'm not really adding anything new. So, oh, with how I was saying, I want Mavon and that full moon to have a bit more pizzazz. I've added some things, but something really big happens anyway for my character. Like, not in. It's more like big in terms of character development and her standing her ground for the first time ever. So I decided to leave it as it is. However, I do want to try and see how I can make it more magical. I have leaned into making it a bit more whimsical and magic fueled, but I think I can come up with some more bits just to fluff it out a little bit and make it better once I read through it and I can see. Yeah, I think I just need to read through it to see how everything is fitting together, and then I can be like, okay, turn this bit higher, or just add a bit more whimsy to it and a bit more, just a bit more, just a bit more. I think it needs a bit more. A bit more of something. I'm just not quite sure what that something is. It's all chaos until it all comes together somehow. But yeah, let's update the tracker. Guess who's an idiot? And I colored this in and I didn't click play. But anyway, this is how the tracker is looking. I do love the flowers, I have to say. I never know how to start. Hi. It is 7:30 now and I've just gotten ready for work and stuff. I have edited chapter 25 as you saw, and I think I'm gonna leave it here for now. It's been quite a productive week, to be fair. I've done 5 chapters and I'm now entering the bank holiday weekend, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of progress then. I will blog it, of course. I think maybe the next vlog will be me finishing this pass of the book and then we'll start the read through. But yeah, really, really, really happy with where I'm at, and the story is taking shape. And I think it can be quite special and charming. I'm entering the messiest part of the book now, so that's going to be interesting to work through, let's just say. But yes, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and month whenever you're watching this. And I hope that the writing gods help you make the story that you want and the words are just flowing. I'll see you on the next one when I'll hopefully, fingers crossed, finish this pass of the book. Bye.